Hello everybody, welcome to One Hub round number 7 of the season. We are getting towards the end of the season now, and it's going to be an exciting race. As you can see, we've had a little bit of a delay, and as it is a sprint race, we are straight into the one short qualifying in Belgium. So we're going to have to quickly get through this as soon as possible. But the championship standings, the top two are very close. Lawrence with 98, Nick with 95 points. It is a very close championship battle. And we are about to get underway into the one short qualifying. After the one short qualifying, we will go through our sponsors and partners, as we have not had any time to do that. But we are about to now get straight into the one shot qualifying. My name in the commentary box is Omi. Unfortunately, Ace will not be joining us today, so you are stuck with me for this fabulous sprint round around the longest circuit on the calendar. As you can see, the drivers making their way down towards turn number 1 as we get into the braking zone, and then we apply the power, and now it's going to be a climb up the hill. As you can see, Riley currently leads them as we make our way through a rouge on the power, and then through Radion, trying to keep his foot in as much as he can. Lawrence, our championship leader, currently in second, as we now make our way up to Lecom, and it is Lawrence who has got to first place momentarily. Riley takes it back now, and it's going to be a very close one short qualifying. Oh no, Lawrence has spun. Lawrence spins around, and that's going to cost him. And we go back over then to our leaders. King has got there momentarily, and he has now actually got there. So King in first currently, Jonas in second, Manson in third, Riley into second. As you can see, it is going to change so quickly, and obviously we do have the one short qualifying for the sprint rounds. Other things to keep in mind are engine penalties for some drivers. As you can see, some drivers have retired due to engine penalties. They will start the sprint race from the back, and also there is a 2-stop mandatory in the main race. We will get into that later, but as we now make our way to the end of this lap then, and we make our way to the bus stop chicane then, and you've got to be late on the brakes. You've got to pick your braking point. As you can see, it is Jonas who has taken it for now. Has he got it through then? And he's on the power now. Is he going to be able to take pole position for the sprint race? Yes, he is, with a 1 minute 44.2 around Belgium, which is the longest circuit on the Formula 1 calendar as well. Lovely lap by him. So let's just quickly go through our sponsors after we go through the results. Because I think I might have had a disconnect, unfortunately. So I'll see if I can just jump back straight away. Hopefully it's the only one we will have, and it is very annoying, but we can't really do much about it, unfortunately. As you can see, we are diving into the sprint race. Hopefully there was a formation lap, as we do not want to miss the start. Let me just quickly take you to our sponsors. Next Level Racing sponsors the league by providing prizes, and then Pure Sim Gear sponsors the league by providing a new product not launched yet to the drivers, but it will be given to the driver with the most podiums. Gamer Goose sponsors the league by providing Gamer Goose samples to the trophy winners, and Assetech Sim Sport sponsors the league by providing a multitude of prizes with different ways to win them. The driver with the most fastest laps wins a set of 40 pedals. The driver with the shortest combined qualifying time wins a set of 40 pedals and boots. And then our partners are Vespertime, partnered with Vespertime who support our official apparel, and then ERT, partner ERT going gets Tough Award and League trophies, and then SimGrid, powered by SimGrid, runs our league through their community and platform. Do you manage to get that out of the way quickly? And do apologize for a tiny bit of a, what should I say, rushed stream, I should say, as we didn't have too much time to get into it. I was really in the lobby when the timer started to tick down, and obviously we had a one shot qualifying straight away. So for this week we will have to miss out a few things like previous race results, but if I do get time during the races, I will definitely take ourselves through them. As we are heading to 5 red lights, no formation lap, so all 5 lights are on, and we are underway, and we sprint down towards turn number 1 with Jonas in the lead momentarily. The King's trying to dance around the outside on the medium tyres, trying to dance around the outside as they go side by side through the first corner, and it is going to be King who leads, but we're about to make the run now up the hill as we now make our way up the hill through Rouge and Radion, and Jonas will be pushing him through as we climb now down towards Lecom. A very long run, as you can see the Alfa Romeo of Jonas trying to fight back. He's gotten, and then Lawrence, who has made up one position, and then Nick also up a few positions as well. He's up 6. Well, a very good start by him. As they make their way through, it looks like Riley is putting Quinn under pressure as well. What an interesting start to the race that was, as King in second place, gonna try and stay close. Bars are currently running in 6th. There is a battle for 3rd place. You can see Riley and Speed Quinn going side by side, and Quinn just holding the position for now. And a lot of battling immediately. We have yellow flags. It looks like it is Giggle who has spun around. So I think the stream might have died, unfortunately, as we make our way through. Just gonna check. Has the stream died? Is it still on? But anyway, Jonas does lead the way by 1.3 seconds. Apologies, guys. Just quickly gonna take a look as we climb up the hill once more. Yep, it looks like it is still on, luckily. See, the stream's still going. Thought it died for a second. Still going, luckily. Now, the annoying thing with my Wi-Fi is, let's just get with this one story out of the way. It's fine all the time, but whenever I need to like commentate on a like a big race, or like I have to stream a big race, that's when I have it. But usually it's all fine. Let's hope it stays fine though for the rest of the race. Let's join some other battles. It's so close. As you can see, Nick and Lawrence going side by side, the two championship rivals immediately going wheel to wheel, and Nick managing to get the move done. And it's very close around Belgium. As you can see, Apex right on the tail then. And is that Rudson? Yeah, Rudson's round. Rudson has gone around. in the Alpine. A very quick sprinters. Riley. Snapper oversteer twice. As he applies the power, DRS will be enabled as well. Jonas already has a 2-second gap. And Hooky then on the back of Nick. That's Apex managing to get past as well. He's up into 10th place. Rageman is into the pits. Here is Hooky pulling alongside. As you can see, Lawrence also getting past Baza. Can Hooky dance around the outside? Overcast conditions. He cannot make the move. And what about the AlphaTauri? Up the inside, trying it. Cannot get the move done. As we fly through Puon. More changes. Matthias. And I think the AlphaTauri has become a ghost. That's why Matthias was wide. Matthias was very wide. Oh, has he spun? And have the two Hasses collided because they both spun around? Or was it Matthias losing it and then Giggle losing it? But Jess in 11th position. Now we have yellow flags. Once more, is that now Riley is round? Yes, it is. Riley is round. And Apex is going to be getting past him now as well. As we've been on position change for quite a bit. We'll switch Rageman as you can see on the softs. We'll stay on position changes. As you can see, Riley going for the lunge up the inside of the bus stop. That was a very late lunge by Riley. He couldn't get the move done, but what he does now have is DRS. As he goes into turn number 1. A late braking zone. Then you're on the power. And now you need a good exit, which he has not got. Let's see what kind of commitment does he have through a Rouge and Radion. But we're going to have to maybe change over to Nick and Baza, giving us some entertainment towards Lecombe up ahead. Also Lawrence is making another move. Lawrence to the inside. Lawrence to 4th place. As now back over to Hooky and Baza. Having a battle, and Baza trying to get a better exit, trying his absolute best to try and find a way through. Meanwhile, Riley and Apex also in a battle, and Riley running wide, giving the position to Apex, who gets through. Lap 4 out of 8. This is currently, and it is a very thrilling race so far with a lot of overtaking. I'm struggling to keep up with all of it. So everyone except Rageman is on the mediums. That's why I'm not putting up the ties. But as you can see, there is a lot of drivers making up a lot of positions. And then no one has actually got penalties. Rutson up to 12th. And I'm a bit unsure of this name, but I think I'll call it Decisive. I'm not actually too good with names, just so you're aware, but I'll call it Decisive. I'll call him Decisive. As Giggle and Matthias, the two Hasses. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but they might have had contact earlier. But what they did do is spin at the same time, are having a battle. Currently, the two Hass drivers, Giggle and Matthias. Into turn number 1 on the power. So that's the gap to the leader, but we'll keep it at interval just to see the gaps between each other. We're gonna have to maybe make the switch to Nick. We'll cut back now to the Hasses, going side by side once more. Matthias finding a way through. Will Giggle keep his foot in through Lecombe? Would have been very bold if he wanted to, and risking contact it would have been, as that's the AlphaTauri wide earlier on, and now he's in a battle with Giggle. That's going to give Matthias a chance to pull away as Decides keeps his footing, doesn't want to give it up. We cut back over to Nick and Manson, who are very close together now. We're about to make our way through Blanchimon and into the bus stop chicane. Let's see. I think the McLaren of Manson might have used a bit of ERS. Does have the ERS advantage over Nick. On the power once more with the DRS. And is the hooky round? Yes, it is. Coming out of the final corner, he has spun. But I think he might have done it a tiny bit more out of the last corner. So he would have applied the power and then maybe lost it. Jess is going to be on the back of him now. Hookie's going to be a tiny bit out of shape after that spin. Does Jess have an opportunity to move up into 10th position? Rageman has left the session. Lap 6 out of 8 we are on currently. DRS for Jess. I think doing off is Riley, the first driver to get a penalty, and he is also, to make it even more worse, has spun around once again. Now the penalties are going to be starting to come, so well, and another one. Okay, they're all going to start coming now, so definitely it's his time now to put up the penalties, as we have Manson now who is round, another spinner. And remember, the thing of the sprint is, if you ruin your sprint, it's the further down you start. Rageman is rejoined. That's one of the positives of the sprint. Giggle with a penalty as well. I mean, you are able to, as Manson, pass Jess, and Riley also getting past as well. I mean, you can rejoin in the race, but luckily it is only a sprint, which actually does affect you a tiny bit due to your grid position, but more points are handed out in the main race, but still the sprint is very important. Yellow flags through the first sector. Is that Jonas? It is Jonas, and it is King who takes the lead on lap number 7 out of 8. A spin for Jonas has cost him the race lead in this sprint race, but for how much longer? He's now going to try and fight back. We're watching from the rear end of King. We're going to have a battle for the lead as we make our way into Lecom. As you can see, Jonas alongside, and Jonas, even after the spin, might be able to retake the lead, and he has done so as Jonas has got there again. He retakes it. King's going to keep the pressure on now. Can he keep it to the inside? Can he make a late lunge? Can King do it? He can't, and Jonas has got through once again. And even though he had a spin, still able to recover, still able to move into the race lead, as Rageman continuing to have, unfortunately, more Wi-Fi issues. But I guess that was a good spice. That was a good spice up there. We thought it might have cost Jonas massively. I mean, if King stays close, you never know. He still has a chance to actually win this sprint. He still has a chance. Anything is possible. Because we're heading on to the last lap, and as you can see, he does have the ERS advantage. Let's see. Into the bus stop chicane. Change of position. It's Baza who has spun around. Baza is round, unfortunately. We have. The gap has gone to 8/10. He's going to have to use all the ERS, but he will. I don't think he'll have enough speed. He's also dropped out of that 1 second. We are on to the final lap of this sprint race now. Riley right on the tail of Manson. I've actually been calling him Manson. I do commentate a Manson in another league. My bad. As you can see, Riley a bit out of shape, and it's settled a tiny bit more down on this final lap of the sprint, but the main race still yet to come. as Baza gets a time penalty. We'll actually change it to penalties. I was actually supposed to do that earlier, but I think we got interrupted with the battle as the Hasses go swapping once more. Giggle past Matthias. Riley trying to get past Mason on the last lap, but we're gonna cut to Jonas in the Alfa Romeo as he makes his way towards the Blanchimont chicane as Riley has had a spin, and he will head into the bus stop now, and he will start the main race from pole position as he comes around the last corner now. And if he wants to get involved in the championship battle, he needs good results when his rivals can't get too many good results. As you can see, Jonas has come across the line to take pole position for the main race. He will lead the field away. King in second, Quinn in third, Lawrence in fourth, Nick in fifth, and then we have Apex in sixth position. Thank you for just joining us. 10 viewers, nice to see. So we have Hooky in 7th, Mason in 8th, Jess in 9th, and then we have Woodson in 10th, Riley in 11th, Baza in 12th, Giggle in 13th, Haas in 14th, actually a little change due to penalties, Matthias in 12th, and then Baza in 13th, Giggle in 14th, and then Desis in 15th, and Rageman. Having a few disconnections, but right at the back of the field in 16th. So let's take you through the sprint race results. Jonas, once again, I'll take you through it. Jonas is the winner, King in second, then we have Quinn in third, Lawrence in fourth, Nick in fifth. So the championship rivals will be or I guess kind of alongside each other, but they won't be on the same row, as we have Apex in sixth, Hooky in seventh, and then we have Mason in eighth, Jess in ninth, Woodson in 10th, Riley in 11th, Matthias in 12th, Baza in 13th, Giggle in 14th, and then we have Desis in 15th, and Rageman in 16th. And those are the results for the sprint race. And I believe Jonas is third in the championship. And really, this isn't too much of a bad result for Lawrence. I did say when Jonas came across the line, when his rivals don't get too much of a good result. Well, I guess these slight little points he takes could be the thing that wins him it. And I guess if he does take these slight points, then absolutely he will be a championship contender probably in the last race. So even if he's winning and his rivals are finishing third and fourth, well, he will have a good shot then. Rather than miracles, he will actually be fully in it, rather than just hoping for them to not score any points, which is possible. So before the race, before this weekend, it was 3 points separating Lawrence and Nick. Let's see what's gonna happen then in the main race now, as we're just waiting currently. So Jonas saying that he almost threw it away, as we could see, but luckily he did have the speed in the end. Used the ERS, and on the same lap he spun. Just had to make his way through a Rouge and Radion, and was able to get back past into the Lecom chicane. So we're about to do that once more. Go racing, but this time the main one. As you can see, the timer. Finally ticking down. Now I'm unsure if there will be a formation lap this time around. If there isn't, we'll be straight into the action. Let's just wait and see. So, no formation lap as we head to 3, 4, 5 red lights in Spa. We're underway for round 7 of this season with a good reaction time from King once more. He's going to try around the outside. Into the first corner we go. Late lunge there by Quinn as well. And Lawrence has got up into second. There is a lot of contact through the first corner. And there's a lot of cars running wide, including Apex, I think, there. As King leads them. And Lawrence is going to be on the tail now as he makes his way through Rouge, through Radion, and once again makes the run towards Lecom. He's on the wheel tracks immediately. Lawrence is trying to take the lead immediately. There's a tire compound difference, but Lawrence to the inside of the Lecom chicane, trying to get through. King cuts across the corner and he keeps the lead. But was that an illegal overtake? Will he have to give it back? And it looks like he will, as Lawrence takes the lead once more on the medium tyres. A rocket of a start for the Mercedes as Nick and as who's that? That's Lawrence who's round. Lawrence is spun around and Nick takes the lead. Nick takes the lead. There must have been some contact between Jonas and King then. So we know Jonas and King. Jonas and Lawrence, lot of things happening on the opening lap. There might have been contact even with anyone, as you weren't able to see that, but as you can see, the driver's so close. But Lawrence got the lead, and now we'll be able to actually get tyres. I'm just so dived into the opening laps, so I wasn't able to show you that earlier. But as you can see, we do have a tyre difference. Nick on the softs, Jonas on the mediums, and then Speed Quinn on the softs as well. A bus stop chicane move. And who's that coming into the pits? That is Quinn. Quinn is in. So it is Nick, Riley, Hooky, Rudson, and then Rageman, Baza, Matthias, Mason, Desis, Lawrence, or not Lawrence, sorry, Jess, all on soft, and then Lawrence, King, and Rudson is out, but Apex, Giggle, and Jonas, the drivers on the mediums, as that is the virtual safety car out after Rudson unfortunately retiring. So virtual safety car out on lap number 2. Ignore the graphic unless the two except the 2-stop one, but the 2 stops are mandatory, just to remind you that. As I think the virtual safety car gives everyone a little second to just take a deep breath, especially the drivers, because they'll be having a lot more of that to do, as Nick has been given a penalty for speeding. So we are racing, as you can see. So guys, we're just quickly checking something, but Nick has got a penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. We'll leave it on tyres, as it's only Nick who does have a penalty. I will show you the penalties later on, but as you can see, Jonas right in the tail, and I think it is a drive-through as well. Didn't see it, but I think the virtual safety car ones are a drive-through. Need to work on my memory. As Jonas Will he try taking the lead? There should be DRS this lap. As you can see, we're about to make the run towards Le Cobb once more. This time with the DRS for Jonas, and this time alongside, and this time taking the lead in Belgium. Jonas has got through into first position, Nick down to second, and after that penalty, which I do believe is a drive through, as we have Mason getting past on Matthias as well. But he may be off the racing line. Could it give an opportunity to Matthias if he gets the correct racing line to fight back? It might just. Maybe a late lunge to the inside. Doesn't look like. But Nick staying close still. Trying to stay close. Was very close earlier. He's separated a tiny bit now, as the gap is to 4/10. I'll try and take you to as many battles as I can. But there is so many, as we saw in the sprint race. I have to keep cutting between them. Here is Jonas once more. And you can just about see Rudson has left the session, but he's already retired as well. Into the bus stop we go once more. Nick in second position, currently trying his best to chase down. Position change of Matthias and Lawrence, as we see Mason also in there, as we make our way now down towards turn number 1, and Lawrence is going to try and fight back to the inside line of Matthias. Mason will also have a shot at defending now, because these two are battling. And remember, Lawrence does have those medium tyres. Might be the reason why he's being attacked. Let's see. But he's also being attacked, but he's also attacking himself once again. Making our way down into Le Comm. As you can see, Mason shuts the door. Lawrence was looking to the outside, to the inside. No room left. I think Justice has spun through the first corner. But now, could there be a move coming for Lawrence? Maybe having a little sniff to the inside, seeing if there is any opportunities. But no space currently to make a move. But this is a very wide circuit, the longest circuit, 7 kilometers it is. Chasing right on the tail is our championship leader. Let's see. If he gets a good exit out of here, he'll have a good opportunity into Blanchimon. And the bus stop chicane. The bus stop chicane being the real one, as it is a late braking zone. You can see the Mercedes coming closer and closer. If you get a good exit, then you have a good chance of gaining. Late lunge from Lawrence, inside line, and he has got through and incoming as well. Mason wanted to pit anyway, but late lunge also being thrown, as a lot of pit stops happening straight away. But Nick, unfortunately no pit stop for him, as he had to come in for the drive-through penalty. Lap 5 currently out of 22. Apex on the tail of Giggle in the current battle for second, but once they make their pit stop it will not remain that way. Safety cars could also play a part in this race as well. So pit stops happening early. Hooky on those mediums on the tail of Riley, or I guess not exactly on the tail, but in that 1 second, and with the DRS he will be, and with the slipstream right on the tail then of the Alfa Romeo. Quinn has been given a time penalty, our first 3-second for multiple warnings, which is 3 corner cutting strikes. Rageman is into the pits. Here comes Hooky. Gaining. Not a good exit out of Blanchimon for Riley. Around the outside of the bus stop chicane it'll have to be. Riley defends. Not going to let him through there. Hooky will have to try and maybe make a switch now to the outside once more. DRS open. ERS usage as well. Down towards turn number 1. Inside line maybe. He decides to wait back. He doesn't want to get through now because he knows there is a very long straight which he will be using the ERS, and he will have the DRS to his assistance. Rageman slots in 8th position. We cut back now over to the battle for 5th position currently as it stands on the road, but you can see will Riley be in 5th by the time we get into Lecombe, because here comes Hooky alongside ahead into the Lecombe chicane. He goes, he's up into 5th position, and Quinn, can he maybe try when he'll be a bit too far back? Rageman needs to get those tyres up to temperature as well if he wants to try as in let's try that again. Desis is out, or not out, but out of the lobby. Yes, he has disconnected unfortunately. Matthias on the tail of Nick, and obviously Nick had to do his drive-through and then come in once again, so that's why he is not right ahead of all of these guys. So it's Hooky right now, the next leader of the people who've made their pit stops. Apex has also got a time penalty. We'll switch to penalties for a tiny bit just so you can see, but there are all 3 seconds. Our main focus will go to penalties. Our main focus goes to penalties when we get mostly to the end, just to remind ourselves. But right now it's all the strategy part of this race, so we're gonna just keep the tires up. But then at the end we'll get to the penalty part of the race, which will decide the order. Here comes Apex to the inside line. He goes, trying to get the move, and cannot. Great defending there by Giggle, but is Giggle off the racing line now? Does it give an opportunity to Apex? Maybe to the inside line. He's gone for it. Late lunge. Contact. A bit of barging wheels between them. They're banging wheels. Once again, Apex now has the inside. Giggle tries to hold it around the outside. There was yellow flags momentarily. Unsure what that was for. However, what I can tell is Apex and Giggle, as Apex gives a position back. So I was about to say they're having a brilliant scrap. Riley has lost the car, I think. Yes, he has. Quinn, I think, was a tiny bit wide. We join Apex and Giggle. We'll switch to Nick and Buzzer, as even though Giggle and Apex are a bit higher, they are still yet to make a pit stop. As you can see, there is a lot of bad thing. We'll actually maybe have to make the switch. We're gonna have to keep changing between them, because that's how quick the positions are gonna change. Does Apex go for it into 1? Lawrence is into the pits. Nick will be close to Buzzer as well. We'll cut back and we'll stay with Apex. We'll stay with Giggle, and then we'll switch over to the rest, because these guys are the first one going into the Lecombe chicane on this lap. As you can see, Apex inside line. Can he get the move done this time though? Is Giggle just holding back and hoping that his rival is a tiny bit off the racing line while he's a bit too far back for that? Now let's see. Can Rageman try one? I think he will be a bit too far back, so we're going to have to make the switch then to Nick and Bazza, and Nick has been able to clear it just right before we cut into shots. But as you can see, he is now 4 tenths clear of the Red Bull Matthias in 10th position. Mason under pressure by Lawrence, who has decided to go on onto soft. I obviously started on the mediums, but I think he's going to have to hope. Maybe also for a bit of a safety car. I think that's what a lot of drivers will be wanting. We'll work this order out in a second. Yellow flags. Is that Nick? It is Nick. Nick's round. So, driver second in the standings. Around at P1 as Matthias also gets a penalty. Just to remind you of the penalties, we'll cut to it for a second. As you can see, they're all 3 seconds, as once again joining Apex and Giggle, they actually just switched positions. That's why I did cut to them. Up the hill we go, and we make our way once again down towards Lecom, and once again Apex, DRS flying past. Let's make the cuts now, and we're going to be able to fully see this as we go through a Rouge, through a Radeon, and DRS, ERS. Let's see, wheel tracks alongside, and soon, wait for it, there we go, ahead he goes into 5th position, getting the move done nicely. What about Matthias? Can't make it. Lawrence past Mason. Nick trying to get past Jess. Does Jess fight this? Trying around the outside, but Nick is gonna get the move done. Yellow flags. Is that a Mercedes? Is it Quinn? Yes, it is. And he's also lost the front wing as well. He has also lost the front wing, so that's going to be unfortunate for our lobby host today. Matthias and Baza. So we'll cut to that later. I was wanting to take you through the action, but we'll just watch these drivers, Apex and Giggle, into the pits together, and they will also leave the pits together as well. Let's see, maybe they'll have a battle, and let's see where they also come out. That's what I also want to see. So Hooky and Rageman go through. Apex rejoins in 4th, Giggle in 5th, and obviously they're still close to each other, both on the hard tires as well. Yellow flags once more. Is that Decis? Yep, I really need to work on my names. The only one I think I'm struggling in. I did get Mason wrong, but I was not reading correctly until I realized it's actually, there is no N in it. But I've also just realized there is some battling going on as Lawrence, Riley, Matthias, the order. I was getting very close between these guys into the Lecom chicane. Lawrence currently in 8th position on those soft tires, and he is putting the drivers on the mediums and hards under pressure. Also, our race leader currently, Jonas, still yet to make a pit stop, also does have a time penalty as well. Let's also just take you through the position changes so far. But there is also Buzzer and Lawrence getting very close. So we'll just take you through this overtake first. Oh, he decides to wait behind. Maybe, I mean, Blanchimont is a very risky place to make the move. That's all I'll say. But the bus stop chicane, a better option. Around the outside of the bus stop, he'll have to go. Outside, inside. Does he have the move? Sorry, I said mood. He has the move completed. That's what I was trying to say. But wasn't able to get that out correctly. Let's see now, as we climb up the hill through Rouge Barillon and towards Lecombe once more, will we have any changes in this part of the grid? We'll actually have to change over maybe to Giggle and Apex as they go dueling. It's very close to contact. There is a tiny bit of contact, but not too much to force any of them spinning. Let's see. Any moves? Maybe Mason. Mason was thinking about one, I think, on Matthias. Thought better of it. Giggle will need to try and stay close to the technical high-speed corners, and then you get a bit more to the straight line part of it. The longest circuit on the Formula 1 calendar as well. Just checking something, guys, sorry. Trying my best to get any other information other than what we can see on our screens to you. I do not unfortunately have TAS either this race. Normally I would bring you a tiny bit more insight than this. Obviously my main role would be bringing insight, but unfortunately Ace isn't here, so I'm having to do all of it. Into the pits. King back out as Giggle, Apex switching. Let's see, can Riley get past Baza now? Baza really shutting the door pretty late, and I thought he was gonna fully squeeze him, but luckily there was just a tiny bit enough space for them to get through. As Riley moves up into 7th position now, lap 12 out of 22. So we'll just cut back. We'll just cut to the stops. Remember, every driver has to make 2 stops. Let's see. Jonas, yellow flag to the 2nd sector. As we have the safety car out. Matthias is out and the safety car is out. And Jonas is also out of his pit box. And now he will be out onto the racetrack. And he will be out into the racetrack in 1st position. He was going to be anyway, but wow, that's caused quite a lot of chaos. Safety car out. That's going to change the order. Apex and Giggle all deciding to just stay out. Remember, 2 stops are needed. Now Hooky will be the lead driver to have completed all mandatory pit stops. And under the safety car will work all of this order out. So we'll cut for now to just tyres. I'll show you penalties quickly. So all drivers are on 3 except Speed Quinn. Back over to tyres now. So Jonas, I think, is just doing. I think Jonas's plan here must be to just do a. As Desis has been given a drive to. I think Jonas's plan must be right now here to just do a small stint on the soft, and then I guess pit on to another set of softs, maybe, or mediums. Unsure of that, but I'm sure he has something in mind, because he does need to make another pit stop. That is 100% sure. Because if you do not, well, in real life, if you do not make your mandatory 1 pit stop, you will be disqualified. Well, in this occasion, if you do not make your mandatory 2, and actually he's coming in again, so I think he's going to actually make his second mandatory pit stop under safety car. That is very clever thinking. So forget all I was saying and all I was thinking about. Well, he's coming in again. Onto self hards. He's now completed his mandatory 2 seconds. But what I was saying is that if you complete, if you do not complete your 2 mandatory pit stops in one hub, Jonas needs to slow right down because the safety car is right there. Then obviously you will get disqualified, just like you would get disqualified in real life if you do not make your mandatory 1 stop. Now my room is absolutely boiling. I'm actually going to open my window for a second, even though it is incredibly cold. But hopefully I can get a balanced, good temperature. So just taking a little break, as I am on my own. Just going to have a sip of water for a second. Not obviously a very long break. Just going to be a few seconds, guys. There we go, very quick. Just a little sip of water needed. And I am ready. Now hopefully I do remember to shut my window. But we are going to have a safety car restart. Lap 14 out of 22 currently it is. I'll actually need to shut my window. My dog, not my dog. A dog is barking. I don't actually own a pet, but I'm planning to get a cat. Lap 14 of 22. I think I've said that far too many times. We're just waiting for the whole field to bunch up. We're waiting for Desis, and then we should be able to get underway next lap, at the beginning of lap number 16. Now I'm going to be finally able to, I've been literally trying to do it, but there's always been some action, and I obviously can't just randomly ignore that there is action, and I need to obviously be commentating over it. So now obviously I don't have too much to cover for now. What I can now, I am able to. Which will also hopefully bring you some more better insights. I'll also check the Discord, just so we know if there's been Belgium, a circuit which has quite a lot of different corners. In real life, I guess hasn't provided too many good races. I wouldn't say too many good races it hasn't provided, like but obviously in league racing it provides excellent ones. But in real life, I guess they're alright. Maybe there's been some excellent ones, but... But I think sometimes there may not be too much epic races around Belgium in real life. Safety car is in this lap. Enough about real life for now. Let's focus on this. So the tyres there, as you can see. As you can see, hards for everyone except Giggle, who is on the softs, Bazza, who is on the mediums, Riley and Jess, who are on the mediums, Quinn, who is on the softs, then Desis, who is on the mediums as well. We are about to go racing once more around Belgium as we are about to head on to lap number 16. It will be Jonas who will take us back to green flag racing, and he has done that perfectly as he leads the field away with Apex in second, Hooky in third. Huber's got a good restart. Who will be able to make a move into the first corner, which is Les Source, or maybe will they have to wait until the Camel Straight, which you don't have to wait too much longer, as we are about to make the run Upper Rouge through Radion and onto the lovely Camel Straight, which leads us into Le Com. No DRS, of course. Let's see, will we get any overtakes? Doesn't look like people are too much close. Lawrence may be the closest, and he is, I guess, the only driver to make a move so far on that restart. Lawrence up to 5th, Giggle down to 6th position. Giggle trying to stay close there, trying to fight back, inside line, late lunge for Giggle and contact, and Lawrence is pushed off wide, and it may give an opportunity now, and King has managed to get past as well, and Buzzer also was thinking about it. Lawrence now trying to fight back, and I think Giggle has had to give that position up. He may have to give up another one because Buzzer is dancing around the outside of Puon. Does he keep it on the circuit? He does, just about, and we have a change. In second place, there is Hooky getting past Apex and moving up into second, but he's wide. It made open the door. Apex puts him under pressure, tries around the outside, cannot get the move done there. As now, we are about to head once again towards the end of the lap now. Blanchimon, the bus stop chicane coming up. He'll have to stay behind to Blanchimon. Hope he's got a good exit, and now makes a challenge. Tries around the outside. Will he switch to the inside? He switches, late on the brakes, up the inside. It goes Apex, and Apex has got the position once more. Jonas now is going to try and pull away his Apex, and Hooky make contact, and Apex goes around spinning and has lost places due to that. Rageman is up into second momentarily. Hooky has managed to get back past him with the switcheroo through turn number 1. And we'll just stay on stops. So everyone's made their mandatory pit stop except Apex. Here comes Lawrence. King is almost pushing him off the road as they go into Lecom. King doesn't want to give an inch. Lawrence trying to make a move outside, inside, whichever way he can get past. But currently there is no way forward for him. So we'll go back over to tyre compounds. And then we'll switch over to penalties. Buzz has been given a time penalty. And Lawrence, the only driver in the top 6 who does not have a penalty currently as it stands. Different racing lines as Buzzer taking the wrong one, giving the position to Giggle, who has got through. Giggle gets past. Quinn putting Mason under pressure as well. 5 seconds. The gap between the top 2, Jonas and Hooky. DRS enabled. Will give a big helping hand to the drivers trying to make an overtake. Let's see. The first of the DRS being used after the safety car restart. Lap 18 we are on currently. DRS. Ridgeman, he doesn't look close, but who does look close is the Mercedes of Lawrence. Even though King did have the DRS, Lawrence still able to use more ERS, more speed, able to get through, but King will have a big opportunity now to fight back against Lawrence, who is going defensive around the outside, going a long way around. Says Lawrence. King is going to try and do it around the outside into No Name, which does have a name now, but I think we're all going to still refer to it as No Name. But the move is completed for King. Rear overtake around the outside, goes a long way around, says Lawrence, and King took the opportunity and took the position. Giggle now also on the back of Lawrence. This is going to get very, very tight. And I'm just going to quickly take a look on the championship standings once the drivers do settle down a bit, because as you can see, Giggle now on the back. Lawrence and Nick the top two, but with Jonas winning, and if Lawrence was to lose more positions, well, may give a good opportunity to Jonas then. Into turn 1 we go. Yellow flags to the third sector. Destis is spun around. Here is Lawrence, right on the tail. Doesn't look like he is looking anywhere back. Instead he is looking forward, and that's exactly what he wants to do. He wants to try and get the move done. He is going to be able to. Rageman and Hookie are also going side by side. Into Lecon we go. Rageman past Hookie. Lawrence past King as well. And Giggle and Buzzer currently having to stay in the same positions. And we will now make the cut to penalties, because now it is going to be crucial to where drivers will finish in the order. And you can see King right on the tail. And Matthias has left the session. Does King find a way to make the move? He is incredibly close, trying wherever he can, and he will get a great exit now. You have Quinn improving past Riley, who is actually having a great battle. I think we're going to have to cut over to that. Quinn is out. Quinn is out. Mason has also got through on Riley as they, looks like, I was about to just cut to them, but looks like they've had a coming together. I think we may be able to watch by Apex. Yellow flags stay there. Hookie past Rageman into turn number 1. Wasn't able to see the crash, unfortunately, but we are on lap 20. We make the climb once more. DRS being used. Doesn't look like there's too much of a chance for an overtake happening. What about Giggle on King? Lawrence pulled away, and Lawrence is actually joining the battle for second place currently as it stands. Giggle. Let's see. Can he try on King? King has been able to actually get back into the DRS, into the 1 second gap he needs to be in the DRS of Lawrence. But actually this battle, if Lawrence pushes a tiny bit more, may become a big battle for second place. And I think this may actually be the only battle also now on the racetrack, unless Riley can close in on Jess. But Lawrence will have the edge over most of these drivers. I guess all of them in this battle. due to having no time penalties to his name. We're on the penultimate lap now of this race, and we have the battle for second place going on. Let's see, as we are gonna make the climb through Rouge and Radion and up the hill towards, as Nick's been given a penalty towards Lecom. Apex, fastest lap for him. As Jonas about to head on to his final lap then. Riley past Jess. Can Jess do anything to fight back? Doesn't look like King might have fallen out of the DRS for about a second, but he's back in it now. And oh no, Riley loses the car, and that will give Jess back 10th position. And now we're gonna cut over to Rageman, who was absolutely nowhere in the sprint, and I can prove that to you by how many positions he has made up. Over to penalties we go. Over to the final lap we go. Jonas, if he can just avoid a spin, he will be on to take race victory. But we're going to focus on the battle for second place. Hooky using all the ERS. Rageman also as well. Lawrence will be trying his best if anything happens up ahead. Can't make the move into Lecom, so he will have to now. Rageman will need to get some good exit, and then the bus stop chicane will be most likely his final opportunity. Nick and Mason as well going for it on the final lap. Mason wasn't able to get past into Lecom either. They will need to, the attacking drivers will need to have the best exits possible, and currently looks like Hooky might just be safe currently if it stays like this. But we have to cut then to Jonas. What a fabulous job. Took a very good win in the sprint race. He has done absolutely everything. He did have a spin though, that's all. But other than that, he was able to recover it. And then in the main race, started it and has led from start to finish. There was only a few changes on lap 1. Other than that, he has led. What a fabulous job by Jonas, who will come around the final corner now. The man third in the championship will take a fascinating victory in Belgium as he wins here in Belgium. A fabulous job and a deserved dominant victory, as Hooky will not take second. It will be Lawrence on penalties. Rageman will take third. Hooky will take fourth. King in fifth. Giggle in sixth. And then it will be Mason in seventh. Then it will be Buzzer. Then it will be Nick. And then we wait for Jess to come across the line in 10th. Then we have Riley in 11th. Apex sliding out of the final corner, sliding to 12th position. And then with a damaged front wing, Desis, unfortunately for him, a really exciting and entertaining race. I already know who my driver of the day votes will go to, and I will be doing 2 today, as there's normally 2 that take place. So normally Ace would say 1, I would say 1, and then they get voted on. Make sure to join the Discord server for more information on that. As you can see, very close actually between Mason and Baza on penalties though. So if you want to get involved in those, make sure you join our Discord server. But then there's a vote which takes place for each tier, and then whoever is voted, so the only two options you have is the options we give, and then whichever one wins is the driver of the day. I do believe Lawrence has actually won it quite a lot. As you see them up on the podium in first position. So let's just skip past all of this and head over to the results. This is your race results. Jonas is your winner. Lawrence in second, Rageman in third, Hookie in fourth, King in fifth, Giggle in sixth, and then we have Mason in seventh. Buzzer in eighth, Nick in ninth. Not the best race for the driver second in the championship, and he will lose some points to Lawrence due to that result. Then we have Jess in 10th, Riley in 11th, Apex in 12th, and then we have Desis in 13th. We have Quinn, unfortunately, retiring in 14th. Matthias Woodson, complete your retirements. And just a reminder, I won't obviously read them out, but just showing you the sprint race quickly as well. But this is our main race's results. There we go. Now for the final time. Well, actually, before we get into our sponsors and partners, I'm just going to tell you my two driver of the days. Alright. Number one has to be Jonas. Obviously, what a dominant drive. So normally my questions to the driver today are mostly about strategy. Well, guess what? Now last time I took 3 tries in saying it. Hopefully this time I get it done in 1. So, question to Jonas. What would have been a strategy without the safety car coming out? And I'm not sure if we're allowed a second question, but I'll give it a try. So, does he think he can get involved in this championship battle and win it? Alright, and my other driver of the day, well, how can you not give it to Rageman? Nowhere all weekend, and then in the race, turning up. So, my question to him would have been, I think he also did disconnect a few times as well. So my question to him would be, I actually need to think about one quickly as well. But my question, let me think. I think I should ask. Yep. So what was his thoughts basically after the sprint race? Did he believe like he had any chance of a good result, or was he kind of feeling like this one's over, or did he feel like I can definitely improve in positions? Obviously, my one, I'm actually thinking about it in the spot, but obviously when the interviews do get sent to the drivers, it will be simplified. Simplified, is it? That's one word which I cannot actually pronounce. Simplified, is it? Whatever. Anyway, there is a few words where you just can't pronounce. Anyway, let's get into our partners and sponsors. Next Level Racing sponsors the league we're providing. prizes. Pure Sim Gear sponsors the league by providing a new product not launched yet to the drivers, but it will be given to the driver with the most podiums. Gamer Goose sponsors the league by providing Gamer Goose samples to the trophy winners, and then Asetek Sim Sports sponsors the league by providing a multitude of prizes with different ways to win them. So the driver with the most fastest laps wins a set of photo pedals. The driver with the shortest combined qualifying time wins a set of photo pedals and boots. Partners: Respirtime, partnered with Respirtime, who support our official apparel, and then ERT partner. So the ERT going gets Tough Award and league trophies, and then SimGrid basically just powers our league, runs our season through their community and platform. Now, that's it from the P3 tier, but in one hub, we do have, it's a Friday night of action. There is more action in the other tiers currently going on. You currently have the P2 tier going on. I'll just check your commentators for that, or I do know, but just making sure that they're both there. But yeah, so we have the P2 tier currently on, and then we have the P1 tier, which will be on later on at 7:45. So if you want, you can just wait a few more minutes for the P1 tier, and then if you wanna get into action straight away, you can join Ceremo Games and Tom in the commentary box for P2, which has already begun. But make sure you go and check out our other tiers which are racing currently. Now that's it from our P3 tier. Thank you for joining us. My name has been Omi. Hopefully Ace will be also joining us for the next round. And the championship battle is looking close, with obviously Lawrence will take a step forward, but you have Jonas also getting good results. The championship battle will really be heating up, and I can not wait. So next time out we will be heading over to France and at Paul Ricard. So that's it from P3 tier. I'm actually rushing it kind of, but alright. Anyway, that's it from us, and let's see who is going to be our champion as we get into the final few rounds. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me in commentary today in Belgium, and we will see you when one hub P3 tier returns.